Hey guys, what's going on? Mitchell Renz here from the Raiders Report. Sorry that it took so long. I'm not really sure what the hell was going on, but I'm just chilling here at my house, and I wanted to be able to, hang out with y'all and be able to talk a little bit of Raiders football with you. If you guys could go down in the chat and let me know whether or not you can hear me, maybe just say yes. Again, I've never done this before, so I wanted to be able to go live. Today is my birthday, and I want to be able to hang out with y'all. And if you want to talk a little bit of Raiders news, rumors, that's what it's all about. So I see Robo Cypher, got Angel Padillo, Yo-Yo, Fred Keeney, Demo Roof, all typing yes in there. If you guys are over 21 and you want to have a drink with me, I'm an old-fashioned type of guy. So the way that I wanted to do this is, obviously this isn't the normal look of what we have at the studio, but at the end of the day, I do know Raider Nation always likes to talk a little bit of football. So if you guys want to throw some questions in the live comments, and if you want to, drink a little bit with me, super chat's always appreciated. So I got Fireball ready to go. We got some playing cards on tap, and at the end of the day, I hope this is a little bit fun, and I want to be able to spend my Saturday night with y'all because my girlfriend, she's watching Sex in the City. So, but hey, get your questions in. Let me know what you guys got going on. I appreciate the coolest manual, Michael Lewis, Nation all day from Michael. We got Miguel, Alexander, Mo, Sean Grover. Cheers to you. I wanted to say, how many Chucky heads for DC being extended? I think it really determines whether or not how well he plays this upcoming year. I actually have my 4 Chucky head shirt on right now, but I'd probably give it 2 Chucky heads at this point. He's a good football player. He needs to continue to see if he can get progress. But when he does get extended, I mean, if the Raiders make the playoffs, that's 30+ mil. If they don't make the playoffs, I still think he gets over 28. So cheers to y'all. What you guys do today, let me know down there in the comment section. Musto says, I got a Mickey's and a shot of whiskey. I'll drink tonight with you. Hell yeah, man. If you guys want to take a sip with me, I think if you want to come on and join the show, probably the easiest way is via Instagram. So if you guys want to hit me up on IG and just kind of talk it out with me a little bit, that'd be pretty dope. Can you guys see me? Can you type if you can see me or not? Because I'm trying to load it up on my phone right now, and I don't even know if you guys can see me. But I appreciate all the birthday wishes. If you guys could like the video as well. Okay, you guys can see me. It's all good. So how many Chucky heads for Trent Brown getting traded? That one's from John Jimenez. I mean, I don't know if he'll get traded just for the simple fact of I don't know if anybody's going to want to pick up that type of contract. But if somebody wants to pick it up, yeah, I would trade him in a heartbeat. But at the end of the day, how many people are going to pay somebody $14 million? I don't see too many. So we got Michael Freeman. What up, my man? I can see you from Moon. We got AT Ponce, Demo Roof, Ian. So the thing that I asked y'all today on my mailbag was, can you guys predict how old I am today? I'm always amazed on some of the guesses that we get here. But if you guys could go down in the comments section, let me know how old y'all think that I am. And if you want to get some other questions coming in, literally just throw them in the chat. When I see them, I'll do my best to answer them. So Mitch, should we sign Mike Pennell? I mean, we'll see what the Raiders ultimately try to do here. Just always saw saying 35. We got some 33s in there. So some of y'all are right, which I'm impressed by. I know I've said it a few times on the show how old I am, but not always do we always bring it up. So keep them coming. How old do you think I am? So we got Jay. He says 27. All right, we got X saying 25. Jose, you are correct. We got Devin, also correct. So I think a lot of times the easiest way for me to find out some of the newer viewers and the older viewers, I know I've said a few times how old I am, but I am turning, or I guess I am 28 years old, and hopefully everyone, continues to join the journey that we have here at Chat Sports and with the Raiders Report. So for the next, I'll say maybe 30, 45 minutes or whatever is going to be going on, I'll be answering y'all's questions. If you want to talk a little bit, if you want to drink with me, I mean, I got my old-fashioned here ready to go. I got some Fireball as well. If you guys want to guarantee, that I answer your question, the easiest way as always is to super chat. Unfortunately, I don't have the ability to be able to bring it up on screen like I normally do because, well, I'm chilling at home. So let me know some of your questions we got going on. Raiders are declining every Derek Carr offer. Yes, and I'm also going to say that's not 100% true. And what do I mean by that exactly? Yes, in terms of none of their offers have been what the Raiders have been looking for. But let's just say somebody were to throw the Raiders 4 first-round picks for Derek Carr, that's different. Then they would listen to that. So declining and not listening are 2 totally different things. You think we trade for Stephon Gilmore? It's definitely an interesting option because I am starting to believe more and more that Marcus Mariota could actually end up playing with the New England Patriots. And if that ultimately happens, you could see New England potentially try to get out of his contract because he's coming off a pretty wicked injury. That's a Boston saying. And if you could potentially send like Trent Brown, Mariota for Stephon Gilmore, I would do that trade in a freaking heartbeat. Well, New England, though, that's a definitely different story. All right, Mitch, how did you get hired for the Raiders Report? So I got hired 3 years ago. I started doing a lot of fantasy football content. And then my bosses at Chat Sports were like, we want to start a Raiders show. Do you want to do it? Said absolutely. And then just from meeting up Raider Nation, that's when I really became a fan because it's by far the most crazy fan base I've ever seen. It's the most family atmosphere that I've ever seen. And that's why I absolutely love it. All right, pushing 40 and look way better from Jesus Saves. Hey, it's who you're going to go out and get. It also depends what the Raiders do in free agency. Like, if you're going to go out and get a guy like Leonard Williams and Dalvin Tomlinson, defensive tackle, you might reconsider your options then and going out and getting a guy like Christian Barmore, number 17 overall. But if you, let's say, spend heavy on safeties in free agency, then maybe you do go out and try to invest in a Barmore at 17. But in terms of defensive backs that I really, really like, I don't think J.C. Horn will be there for us in the second round out of South Carolina. He's a player that I'm starting to like a lot more. And then there's a few other decent cornerbacks. I know some of y'all are probably thinking of the guy Obi, who's Obi Melifonwu's brother. We'll see what ultimately happens there. But I am a believer that the Raiders want to go with Trayvon Mullen. They want to go with Damon Arnett. And if they're going to bring in a cornerback, it's going to be a veteran like a Richard Sherman's probably a good name. A Desmond King is somebody also to keep in mind. Some of these other veteran players like a Patrick Peterson, because Gruden has said multiple times that he wants that veteran presence. So, okay, Luke says where Josh at? Josh is not in my home. So down here in Dallas, man, we've been having some crazy, crazy weather. Like there's been crazy times. I've had a lot of friends lose power for a long time. And when it was negative 20 degrees, I've lived in PA and, people can handle the cold up there and they have machines that can handle the roads. But down here, man, it was totally different. So he's at home. All right, this one's coming in from Untouchable Raider. If we trade Mariota, should we go after first-round quarterback? No, you're not going to go after first-round quarterback. You have Derek. Like, there's no reason to move on from DC. He's a great quarterback with his contract. It's phenomenal, honestly. It's one of the best bang for your bucks in the National Football League. But Gruden's also never drafted a quarterback in round one. And I think this year, especially coming off such a short year with COVID, you're going to see a lot of teams and coaches be a little hesitant on drafting a QB. But in terms of trading down, I'm going to be pushing drafting a quarterback rumors because if teams like the Colts, if teams like the Bears 2021 think that the Raiders could potentially take a quarterback, then yeah, I want one of those teams to trade up in front of us or trade with the Raiders to take a quarterback, and then we get even more picks. So I think that's also something to keep in mind. Sign Marcus Williams. That one's from Ruben Morales. Yes, I would absolutely love for them to go out and bring in a guy like Marcus Williams because you're going to see a lot of cover 3 with Gus Bradley. So what does that mean exactly? It means you're going to have a cornerback here, and then in the middle, it's kind of like your center fielder, if you will. Marcus Williams would be an absolute great fit for that. And you need somebody that can be a true cover safety. No disrespect to Eric Harris. No disrespect to Johnathan Abram. That just wasn't their rules. And if you could have that and then really put Trayvon Damon out here in the corners, or maybe you bring in a guy like Sherman or Patrick Peterson, Marcus Williams in center field, that then allows a guy like Johnathan Abram to do what he's meant to do. And that's freaking get downhill and blow some people up. So that's really what I want. G Mode says, I rolled my ankle today. Well, if you're over 21, put some whiskey in that. It'll cheer you up. Yo, what up, Mitch? Happy birthday. That one's from Dave Prado. So, again, I know I don't normally go live on Saturday nights, but today's my birthday. I wanted to be able to, hang out with y'all, talk a little bit of Raiders football, and that way you guys can get to know me just, a little bit better. We got one coming in from Devin Lamb. Do we have a chance at Leonard Williams? You definitely have a chance. If the Giants want to bring him back, that could be, the bigger issue if in terms of like money. But I do think the Raiders either get a guy like Leonard Williams or Dalvin Tomlinson. So both of those guys are Giants. And I think it really comes down to which player the Giants want to potentially franchise tag. If you're going to franchise tag a guy, it's obviously going to be Leonard Williams. So in the video that I put out on Friday, and it's also the video if you're a new subscriber, old subscriber when it comes up, it's basically like some of the moves that I think that the Raiders could do in the offseason. And yes, I have Leonard Williams in that one. All right, we got a super chat coming in from Raider Andy. All right, Raider, hang on a sec. Happy birthday, big dog. Who do you think we draft in the first round? I'm thinking Christian Barmore or Pay. What are your thoughts? Raider Nation for life. So every super chat, if it's $1, if it's $2, I don't care what it is. The show is about the nation. So I got a fun little game on tap for y'all. So I'm going to take a drink for that Raider, Andy, and everyone watching. If you're over 21, as a reminder, we're a family. When I drink, you drink. So give me a sec here. So what I want you to do while I'm answering this question, I got a deck of cards here, okay? Whatever you guess, if you're right, you don't have to drink. If you're wrong, then you have to drink, okay? And depending on how many cards it is, so if it's a 9 of diamonds, you got to drink 9 times. So you got to guess red or black, okay? So while I'm explaining this question, I want you to guess red or black, and we're going to have a little bit of fun on today's show. So in terms of drafting Christian Barmore, I would actually probably rather have Barmore over Kwity Paye. So go down in the comments, either type R for red or B for black. The reason why I'd rather have Barmore is I'm actually a little bit more confident in a player like Barmore fitting into what the Raiders are trying to do defensively. Like, he might be built more for a 3-4 type of scheme. The thing that scares me, though, a lot with Kwity Paye is he's going to put up great numbers. And some of you are like, well, why does that scare you? Because he's, to me, seems like an athlete. And it reminds me a lot of a guy like an Arden Key who had all these tools and was an incredible athlete. But at the end of the day, he was not around the football nearly enough. So I would rather have Barmore. I'm starting to actually fall more out of love with a player like Paye, but he is going to go higher in drafts because of his ability to really be a great athlete. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Raider Andy, again, brother, I appreciate you. And super chats, I'm drinking, so hopefully you guys are with me. So we got black or red? Let me know. That car right, I'll take a shot. So here we go. Ready? If it's red, if you've been guessing red, don't drink. If it's black, well, we'll see. So we got a queen here, and yes, I got a Raiders deck thanks to my girlfriend Alex. So if you were guessing black, you don't have to drink. If you were guessing red, you got to take a drink. So that's how it's going. So again, every super chat we get in, we'll start playing some games. We'll do whatever. So do you think we got the next David Irving? By the way, happy birthday. So from Alexander, I'll address what I think about the whole David Irving situation. I think it was the right move for the Raiders and the right move for David Irving, because when you look at his contract, it's 1 year and it's very, very incentive based. So if he sucks, you're not going to pay him a lot of money. If he's great, like we know he can be, then it's absolutely worth, your bang for your buck. It's also smart for a player like David Irving, who I think we would all agree he has the tools. He just needs to be there mentally. So if he can already put a plan in place, if he can already have all the people that he needs to have around him to be successful, that's something good for him. Now, also, the last time he was great was with Rod Marinelli, and he needs consistency. So I actually think this signing for Irving is more about consistency, more about creating a good schedule, and just being ready to be his best self once football season comes around. All right, happy birthday. Better get going on some loving later tonight, bro. We'll see, B-Ray. Put that brown drink down. Get some clear in your life. See, I like whiskey. I'm a whiskey drinker. If we go out ever, you want to make sure you get me the drink that I love. It is by far an old-fashioned. So, all right, what do we got? We got a super chat coming in from We Out Here Entertainment. Bring back Marquette King. Back, best punter we had. All right, how about this? So one of the things that we do here at the Raiders Report, obviously we normally have graphics to show it, but would you want the Raiders to bring back Marquette King? I want you to type Y for yes or type N for no. I get the idea that when he first left, and we got to pick a card. Jesus, get it together. All right, so red or black? Actually, you know what? How about this? So the last card that I picked was a queen. Is this card that I have higher or lower? So type H for higher, type L for lower. H for higher, L for lower if it's a queen. All right, so we got seeing a lot of yeses from David Lamb, Matt Solomon. What up, brother? Said no, he's a fool. We got Lewis typing no. So do I think that he might be actually a better punter than the guy we currently have in AJ Cole? Potentially, right? I mean, no disrespect to AJ. He's not any elite punter. He's a good punter. But the thing with Marquette is I do worry that he would not be the right fit in our locker room, because not that he's like a Trent Brown type of player, but when you have such a young roster, you want to be able to bring in players that can really help mold them and really turn out to, be great players. And right now we got too many old guys, and I'm going to call him out. Trent Brown, I think he's a clown, where, he's not doing the right things that you should do. And that does influence your young football team. And I think one of the biggest issues why the Raiders fell apart the last 2 years is because they lack leadership, and they don't have anybody right now to really sit there and tell them, like, hey, this is what you need to do. No disrespect to Derek Carr. He's a good football player, and he is the leader of that team, but I don't really know if anybody's actually intimidated by Derek Carr. I bet you when you see some of these other veteran quarterbacks like an Aaron Rodgers, like a Tom Brady, they command a huddle. Not saying Derek doesn't, but I'm also saying that I don't think that some of the younger players are as terrified as DC as they would be with a guy like Brady. So, all right, we got another one coming in. Also, higher or lower. So we had a queen. Let me know what you guys got. Oh, man, I think I already am. I got you. So it's an 8 of diamonds. So if you guys guessed higher, you're safe. If you guessed lower, take a drink. I'm going to take a drink, though, for every super chat. All right, we got this one coming in from Ian McBride. How much do we trade for a guy like Quinnen? If the New York Jets put Quinnen Williams on the trade market, you would offer the number 17 overall pick for Quinnen Williams for the simple fact of if Quinnen Williams at age 26, 25 years old was in this draft, he'd be a top 5 pick. I mean, let's just be real. So if you could get Quinnen Williams at pick number 17, you would give up the first round pick that you have for a player like Quinnen Williams, because no disrespect to Christian Barmore, no disrespect to all these other defensive tackles in the draft. They're just not even close to Williams. And then you got a young player who you know is going to be very talented, who you know is going to be able to ball out for you. I mean, when I really think about it, I don't know if I would want Leonard Williams and Quinnen Williams together. Like I'm saying, in terms of production, they are so similar, right? Like we're freaking out over Leonard Williams. Quinnen Williams is just as good as Leonard Williams. Like these two are both very, very talented players. So a lot of times people want Leonard because he grew up being a Raiders fan, but with Quinnen, he's also extremely talented too. But I personally would give up the number 17 overall pick for Quinnen Williams. Like that's how good I personally think he is. All right, y'all get your questions going in the comment section. So I was trying to get Alex to come on the show, but she's over there doing her thing. She's giving me the no shake. Babe, how much super chat? How much for you to come on? Oh my God, she's ridiculous. All right, $350. She's ridiculous. So, how do you feel about signing Marcus Williams, Dalvin Tomlinson, Deshaun Jenkins, and Richard Sherman? I would tell you, Manny, to watch the show that I put out today because I had actually a lot of those players in it. Would love Marcus Williams. I would love Dalvin Tomlinson. Deshaun Jenkins is actually a player that I do think is a very realistic possibility with all these other great safeties that you're seeing. If the Raiders want to go out and spend big at defensive tackle, they might not be able to spend big then on safety. A cheaper option at safety is a player a lot like Deshaun Jenkins, and also actually a player that I want y'all to keep in the back of your mind, Trey Boston. So Trey Boston was just released by the Carolina Panthers on, I believe, Friday or Thursday. Losing track of my days. But if y'all remember Trey Boston back in 2019, he rated as the best coverage safety in the National Football League, over a 90 grade according to Pro Football Focus. And actually his best season he's ever had, 5 interceptions, came back in 2017 with Gus Bradley and the Chargers. So Trey Boston is a very, very sneaky name to keep in mind because I know Bradley's going to want to bring in some of these past guys that he's had. And if you spend big on some of these other positions, like, I don't know, you go out and get a guy like Milano from the Bills, you pay him at linebacker, you pay a defensive tackle something. Maybe you go out and address the quarterback position, Sherman or Patrick Peterson. You don't have a lot of money then to go out and get a safety. A player like Deshaun Jenkins, a player like Trey Boston could definitely be somebody to keep in mind. Let's go to Joey DeFario. What up, my man? Appreciate the super chat, brother. Get Williams and May in free agency. So Marcus May, gotcha. Draft defensive tackle at 17, then put Abram at linebacker, question mark. I'll tell you what. If you can get Leonard Williams, it's probably going to cost you $18, $19, $20 million a year, 4-year contract, somewhere between 72, 80 million. You're probably going to have to give him like 50 million guaranteed. And then in terms of Marcus May and free agency, see, I like Marcus May. However, I don't really know if he fits exactly what the Raiders are trying to do in the Gus Bradley system, because what Bradley's going to run is coverage 3. He runs coverage 3 about 50% of the time. What does that mean? That means you need just a true ball-hawking safety in the middle of the field. So you got one guy here, 2 other guys covering the deep parts here. Marcus May is more of a versatile safety where probably would have been better in a Paul Gunther type of system. So last season, May ran 400 snaps at a free safety. I believe it was 200 at a strong safety and then 150 snaps out of the nickel position. So he's built for a little bit different of a defense. Would I like to have him? Sure. But I'd rather have a guy like John Johnson. I'd rather have a guy like Marcus Williams. I'd rather have a guy like Justin Simmons, Anthony Harris. I think they fit what Gus Bradley is trying to do a little bit better. But I appreciate you. And then in terms of putting Johnathan Abram at linebacker, I have been preaching this for way, way too long. So I'm with you there, my man. Oh, man. Okay, so BB Ray says, give up pick 17, trade back, and draft Holland at safety and Roche at edge. So it depends how far you're going to go back. I do like Quincy Roche from Miami, but I mean, personally, I think his two other teammates are a little bit better than him. I'd rather have Gregory Rousseau. I'd rather have Jalen Phillips, and you could probably get both of those guys in round 2. Gregory Rousseau is probably going to go in round 1, though. But we'll see with Roche. I think he's actually more of a late second round, probably early third round pick. Todd Y says, happy birthday, Mitch. Dead Raider said, Raiders. So we're live here. I'm at my home. Obviously not in the studio, but I wanted to be able to, chat some Raiders with y'all. If you guys want to throw some super chats down in the comments, I'm answering all super chats. I'll be live probably for another 20, 25 minutes or so. We'll see how the live chat's doing. So Hank Moore says, Mitch, where your girl at? She's over there. She's watching Sex and the City on her phone. So I couldn't deal with Miranda anymore, so I had to come on and talk with y'all. But no, I wanted to talk to y'all. I wanted to be able to, chat up a little bit, talk some Raiders, and at the end of the day, I think I'm always blessed to be able to do what I do. So I don't really think you guys realize how much that I do appreciate it, and I don't just do it for work. I legitimately like talking to y'all, and I like talking Raiders. It's what it's all about. All right, can't walk. This is my dude right there. Happy birthday, for Chucky Head. Stay warm. So can't walk. That's one of my big guys. And okay, Joshua Hughes with the $10 super chat. I'll make you guys a deal. Okay, can't walk. That's one of my guys. I met him in San Diego. One of the biggest Raider fans. He has an amazing story. If y'all want to talk to him about his story, but probably one of the most inspirational people I've ever met, and really, really put perspective on my life. So can't walk. You're one of my brothers, and you know that I love you to death. So Joshua Hughes, what's up, brother? Hang on. Let me get my fireball going. Yes, I got plenty of fireball to go, and we went out. So I'm having a birthday party next week. Nothing crazy. Just gonna have a few friends over, maybe 4 or 5 people. But I bought a bunch of alcohol, and Alex and I, we've been experimenting with some drinks and stuff. So cheers to Joshua. Cheers to Can't Walk. With me. Do it. All right, so let's get some more questions going. Mitch ground her dog. Nah, she wore some Raider stuff the other day, and I've never been happier in my entire life. So for those of you that don't know, Alex is not a Raider fan, but I'm trying to convert her to the dark side. So we're trying. Chris Rodriguez says, okay, send me the address. Well, if anybody in Dallas, Texas – Alex is laughing. If anybody in Dallas, Texas ever wants to grab a drink, we can do it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be able to be at my my party just because of certain, obviously, rules, regulations of COVID. But if anybody's ever in Dallas, Texas, you want to grab a drink, plenty of places around, and I'd be more than happy to. So don't tell me she's a Chiefs fan. She is not a Chiefs fan. That I promise you. All right, so Gary Weston, Jose, appreciate you. Come on, let's get some questions going in. Mitch, can we please talk about the second half of the season? Yes. What do y'all think happened in the second half of the season? This is from Eric Smith. I think it's lack of concentration. I will also say this. When you look at the amount of injuries that happened to the Raiders, when you look at we'll say all the shit that happened with COVID, the Raiders were a good team, but their starters at the time were really the only ones carrying the unit. When they had to bring in other players, that's when it got really thin. And I'll also say it was a lack of concentration. It's a team that's very, very young, but this has also been a team the last few years that's shown us when they need to win a football game, they really can't quite do it. So when their back's up against the wall, though, they're underdog, they play solid. When they're supposed to win a game, they just simply don't. All right, Richard Gouler, if we sign Nelly, should we also try and get A.J. Green on a cheap deal? So this also reminds me that I'm not paying attention to my own game here. So what I want you all to do, okay, I want you to guess red or black. Type R for red, type B for black. This is a game that I used to play in college called Ride the Bus. Obviously, if y'all were here, we'd be able to do it, but we're just going to play a different version of it. So this is a card, okay? I'll make you a deal. I'm going to look at the comments coming in. If majority of them got it right, I will take a drink. If y'all got it wrong, then I don't got to take a drink. So it's B for black, R for red. Get the votes coming in. And while the votes are coming in, I'm going to answer this question, and then we'll see if y'all got it right or not. So if we sign Nelly, so I still think that Nelly, if you want to be able to bring him in, $8 million is what I'm offering. I'm like, I know there's a lot of reports out there about him wanting Tyrell Williams type of money. I don't really know if I want him to give him Tyrell Williams type of money, but I am hoping that Nelly ultimately does come back. AJ Green, I'm going to respectfully decline. I saw some people on Instagram talking about AJ Green. You don't want AJ Green. Like, go watch the tape this year. I've been such a big fan of Green my entire life. He's an incredible football player. He just looked unmotivated this year. Like, there were so many times, and Tom, who's also at Chat Sports, grew up watching the Bengals a lot, so that's the team like he watches. But even him, he was like, man, I don't know what's going on with AJ Green. So I'm going to respectfully not go with Green. I'm going to go with another route there and, ultimately go a little different. So I'm seeing most of the votes come in. I'm seeing a lot of blacks, and the card is an ace. Okay, so that means I got to take a drink. Hank Moore says, what if I super chat $100? Hank, I don't know what you're talking about, but if you super chat $100, I'll make it happen. So as long as it's me not getting naked on this show and me not showing Raiders highlights, because if I do either of those things, I get shut down. So if you put in $100 super chat, though, if it's, I don't know, whatever you want to put in that super chat, we'll make it happen. Card there. Whew, man. All right, we got Raider Andy. What up, my man? I converted my wife 10 years ago. She was a Chargers fan. I think she was the only Charger fan, and now they don't have a fan base at all. I mean, like, I don't know. I went to San Diego a few times last year, maybe 2 years ago at this point. Shit. And, I was always amazed of when I was in San Diego, there was a Raiders event. So, like, the fact that, like, you have a Raiders event in San Diego, I mean, it just goes to show that there's not many Chargers fans. But I do think it's hard to convert fandoms, and I don't really want to be that person that makes somebody root for a team. Like, if you want to root for a team, like, you go ahead and root for the team. But, like, I didn't start rooting for the Raiders because of the Raiders team. I root for the Raiders because of the Raider Nation, because it's like the most crazy fan base that I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's why, I'm all about riding or dying. Crack open the Paps. I don't have any Paps. I got some, what are they called? Trulies in the fridge. But I mean, if you guys want to tour my house, maybe we could do that for $100 super chat. All right, we got Peter Brazil. Oh, boy. Have you heard anything about the Raiders still having training camp in Napa? Unfortunately, I have not. So just because of COVID and all these, like, protocols, I haven't really gotten too much information on what exactly are the plans. But you also can't really plan on the future. I mean, if 2020 has taught us anything, is like, you can have certain plans set in place, but you also need to have plan B, you need to have plan C and plan D, right? So I'm sure some of us have used plan B here and there. If you don't know that joke, well, that's on you. But unfortunately, I don't really know too much about that, Peter. But cheers to you. I'll take my old fashioned. RIF, what is Alex's team? Well, you guys can probably guess if she grew up her entire life. She grew up her entire life in Dallas, so y'all can guess. All right, so what do you think the breakout player is next year for the Raiders? I'll say this. The breakout player that I'm really, really hoping to see next year, it depends on a few different positions, right? So first, I'll get kind of nerdy on you. I'm hoping it's John Simpson. John Simpson is an offensive guard that I know the Raiders are really high on. They drafted him out of Clemson, had a really, really rough start his rookie year, but started to play a little bit better down the stretch. So if you could put John Simpson at left guard, that really might determine what they ultimately do with Denzel. Good or not? I mean, if you bring Denzel, this doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. But I think the breakout players we all want to see are Bryan Edwards and Henry Ruggs. Like, we know that Bryan Edwards has the tools to be able to do it. I mean, we saw it this year. We heard it in training camp. We also know that Henry Ruggs can do it. Henry Ruggs needs to put in some work, and he needs to be able to get ready for year two. But, I mean, just because, like, if he doesn't play well as a rookie and doesn't play well in year two, like, we need to remember Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch was a player. He had 29 catches his first 2 years and then went on to be he's not a Hall of Famer yet, but let's all be real. I mean, that dude is a Hall of Famer. So you just got to give that guy time. I'm also hoping Damon Arnette can step up. I've been one of the hardest people on Damon Arnette just because, you see a player, he has talent, and it drives me nuts when you see a guy that has a lot of talent and you don't know if he's putting in all the work that he should. Now, I don't like the way that he talks to Raider Nation, to be totally honest with you. That's pretty disrespectful at times, but I do try to push certain players, and if they don't like me for it, like, that's totally fine. I don't really care about the players all that much. I do it for y'all, and I do it for myself because I want to watch a winning football team. So, ultimately, breakouts, I'm hoping for Ruggs, Edwards, Damon Arnett. All right, we got Son of Joku. What up, my man? Thank you for the work you put in for Raider Nation. Everyone appreciates it. Happy birthday. I mean, I'll tell you what, out of all the messages that I get, I mean, obviously I do try to answer y'all's DMs on my IG at Mitchell Renz 365. And sometimes it can be a little bit tough, but the messages where people tell me that they just appreciate what you do, I mean, that's what this show is about. Like, that's why, like, I do. It's a Saturday night. It's my birthday, and like, that's why I'm doing the show. So, Son of Joku, just know that I appreciate you, and I know you got some good videos too. So if you ever need a guest on your show, just let me know. All right, let me get a fireball shot. I said $10 super chat is a fireball shot. I got this stupid little cup in here, so. All right, next one's coming in from Dale Webb Jr. Do the Raiders draft a DT or safety at number 17? Love your shirt. So actually, I wish I could sell more of these shirts, but for whatever reason, Teespring doesn't let me. So I wish I could be able to give out some, but that's a Teespring problem. All right, Dale, how about this? So if you guys want them to draft a defensive tackle, I want you to type DT. If you want the Raiders to draft a safety, I want you to type S. I went to IKEA today, and that's what that box is over there. I'm going to stand up, though, because I'm starting to sweat a little bit. All right, and we're good. All right, so if y'all want us to draft a defensive tackle, go ahead and type DT. If you want us to draft the safety, type S. But at pick number 17, for me, this one's probably a little bit easier because I know Merrick's really solid from TCU. His teammate, Ardarius Washington, solid. I also like Richie Grant. I like Jevon Holland. Like, I like a lot of safeties. However, I don't want to draft a safety in the first round. I'd rather draft a safety at pick 48 or in the third round. I mean, if you're telling me I can get Hufanga, the safety from USC, in round 4, I'd rather that value than Merrick or Holland or all these players at 17. Like, I know the video that I put out probably a month ago was players who drafted 17, but the more and more I watch tape, the more that I'm going to disagree with myself. I mean, that's just part of it, right? You watch tape, you get better, and then you move on from that. I think the Raiders, if they draft a safety, it's going to be in round 2 or in round 3. So for that, I'm going to go with defensive tackle at pick number 17. Super chat coming in from John Caskey, just $10, which means I'm taking a shot. You got it. So if we can get to, I'm trying to figure out how much we even got in here, how many supers come in. Oh, man. See, the issue is, y'all, I got a totally different look at work, and unfortunately, I can't see how much I got. So we're just taking shots for $10 super chats, just so y'all know. Cheers. $10. He's like, woo. She doesn't even think I can do it. All right, we got Raider Nation, baby. Everyone appreciates it. Happy birthday again, John. Much love to you. Another super chat coming in from Dizzle 1500. What do you think about this? Raiders get Allen Robinson, Taylor Martin, Leonard Williams, and Justin Simmons. If possible, how would the team be next year? Happy birthday. If that was possible, I would probably have to go streaking on the show. No, I mean, so this is what you're talking about, right? So the Raiders right now are minus $7.2 million in cap space. If you cut a whole bunch of players, like I'm talking like Mariota, Trent Brown, you probably have to cut Eric Harris, Jalen Richard, Lamarcus Joyner. You probably also have to cut Gabe Jackson to make that happen. You cut all those players, you save about $67 million, okay? 67 minus 7. Let's say we're at 60 million, okay? Then you're going to go out and pay a guy like A-Rob $20 million a year. You got to pay Martin $15 million a year. Leonard Williams is $20 million, and Justin Simmons is also $15 million. Like, that's just way too much money. Realistically, if you could tell me I can only pick one of those guys, and unfortunately, you're only going to be able to pick one of those guys because the Raiders still have so many holes on defense that they're going to try to fill. A-Rob, love him, but no, I'm going to pass on him. Taylor Martin is my top right tackle, but if you go out and get a guy like Ricky Wagner, who just got cut by the Packers, or a Kelvin Beachum from the Arizona Cardinals, so you probably only have to pay like $6 million a year. I'd rather go that route. And then in terms of Leonard Williams, all day, every day, I love Leonard. He's the number one guy that I want. Justin Simmons, I think that he's going to get franchise tagged, honestly, by the Broncos. And then if they'd have to, tag and trade. So out of all those, it's Leonard Williams. But appreciate the super chat, A Dizzle. All right, y'all. If you guys want to throw in your questions down below, I'm going to stay live as long as, the questions keep flowing in here and as long as the super chats keep coming. But if they don't, then, I'm going to go kind of chill with my girl. So what do we got here? We got Michael Clausen. Do you think Corey Littleton's next 2 years with the Raiders will be better? Yes, I 100% think they do. But, we've also seen that they've already been better. Corey Littleton was bad this year, and he'll be the very first person to tell you that, right? However, go watch Corey Littleton's last, 3 games. Once Paul Guenther got fired and the defense got a lot simpler, Corey Littleton got a lot better. So does he still need to get better after that? Yes, absolutely. So there were only 4 games this year where Corey Littleton graded above a 70 in terms of Pro Football Focus. 3 of those games were the final 3 games. And Littleton said it himself, and a lot of Raiders players said it themselves, Guenther would give us a playbook, what we had to do and what simplify it, where they're just all right, the whole playbook's open. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to scheme for certain players. You're supposed to scheme for certain plays. And Guenther just never did that. Guenther, to me, reminds me of somebody who was very smart, who is super intelligent, but he's not good at teaching. That was Paul Guenther. When you hear people talk about Guenther, man, this guy, he is intelligent. He knows all these things, and he's just a genius. But if you can't teach, you're not a good coach. And that's with Paul Guenther's problem. So we'll leave it at that, though. All right, we got Ryan says, having a brew for my guy. Hey, I'm always down to drink. Let me know what you guys are drinking right now. You know what? Let's do that. Go down to the comments section right now. Let me know what you guys are sipping on. We got 300 people live right now, and I appreciate everyone who's tuning in on their Saturday night to talk a little bit of Raiders with me. So let me know what you guys are drinking. Let's start giving some shout-outs to some of the people here. We got Ryan. We got Ernie G, Dustin Moyer, Joshua Ordrico, Chase Graff. We got Bay Araya Playa, Champion Sports Nation. Hank Moore says water. I got water too, so which I should probably drink. Junior, Justin Simmons or AJ Green, Justin Simmons, and it's not even close. Freddie says Bud Light. Cruz Ramirez says, yo, what up? What do you think about Abram? Good football player, needs to be better, though. Mexican Mule. Okay. We've been drinking a lot of Moscow mules here. Tony L says, bro, excuse me, why do the Raiders go to the South and draft players from the SEC? I mean, the SEC is pretty talented as last time I checked. Michelob Ultra. Mitch, I have that same mug, dude. So actually, my girlfriend's dad, she got it for me for Christmas. So if you guys want an awesome coffee mug that I really just drink water out of, you can get one. Mitch, what's up? What's up? I'm sick and I can't sleep, so this live came in clutch from Thomas. Man, I'm glad to hear that. What do we got? Trade Mariota for Stephon Gilmore. I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't know if New England would do it. However, the money is very similar. So if they want to get rid of Gilmore, get him off the books, then it would be a pretty easy transition. All right, we got Crown Royal. I did just actually buy some Crown Royal. So we got a beer cart over there and basically just, tried to figure it out. Here, I'll show you guys what this is where I live. That's Alex. She's on the couch. There you go. That's the living room there. So, chill. They can't see you. All right, so we got some Don Julio. I'm actually not a big tequila fan, but she drinks it like it's water. So, all right, Mariota going to Philly. I don't think Mariota's going to go to Philly. I think they're going to try to roll with Jalen Hurts. So it's all good. When we cut in Trent Brown, you're going to see a lot of Trent Brown's not going to get cut probably until, I don't know, closer to March 17th, honestly. So for the simple fact of if you can try to trade a guy, that's what you try to do. If you cut him, then you have no chance of getting anything. I put out a trade the other day where I was if you can get a 7th-round pick for Trent Brown, you got to at least think about it. And is he worth more than that? Yes, absolutely. When he plays, if you give me all 16 games, Trent Brown's worth a lot more than that. The issue is the dude doesn't play, And if you're just going to cut him, I'd rather have a 7th-round pick than absolutely nothing. So, like, sometimes, like, I do think that's the things that people need to think about. All right, we got Dokes, ENC. That's my man Josh right there. Josh, I don't know if you realize this. I bought these cards because of you. So we've played cards multiple times here. So Dokes, as you know it, $10 super chat equals a shot. I'll be hanging out with Josh next weekend. Maybe Josh goes live on his Instagram channel for some Raiders content. But Josh is coming over next weekend for my birthday. He is one of the people. So Josh, Raider Nation, cheers to y'all. If y'all want to type C for cheers, I appreciate you. We got 296 people watching. Should I stay live? Y for yes, or should I go enjoy my night? Type N for no. Let me know. We got Chris Rodriguez, Esteban, Hector, Chitter, Mark, Bobby Simpson, Freddie Osena, Peter Brasil, Tim. What up? What up? Sebastian. Man, Sebastian, I feel like you've been gone for a while. Chase Graff, when did you sub? Because you're new to the channel and you're always participating. So I appreciate that. We got Devin Lamb, Bulls fan. A $5 super chat coming in from Hector Root. Okay, Hector. Let's do this game here. Okay. Ready? Red or black? I want everyone commenting R for red, B for black. What do we got? Somebody said, how much money do you have in Dogecoin? That's not a question for me. That's a question for my boss, James and Tom. All right, red or black? You guys send in a $5 super chat. What do we got? Type R for red, type B for black. What is it? Raiders, we should team up with Quinton Williams and Leonard, dude, in a heartbeat. Okay, so if you're guessing red, if it's red, you drink. We're going to switch up the rules here. If it's red, you're going to drink. If it's black, you're going to drink. Okay, if you're guessing red and it's red, you drink. If you're guessing black and it's black, you take a drink. Ready? It's red. So if you guys are guessing red, take a sip. If you're guessing black, you're good. All right, we got Jacob watching. So if you guys want to go ahead, get your questions in. We'll answer a few more, and then I'm probably going to head out. I appreciate everyone. Tim says I'm drinking either way. What if I'm under? I mean, if you're under age, then just grab a water, grab a root beer. It's all good. I don't judge. Happy B-Day, Mitch, from Midland, Texas. How close is Midland? Alex. Midland, where's that? Do you know? Okay, never mind. Midland. How close is Midland, Texas? An hour and a half. Well, to the guy from Midland, Texas, if you're ever in Dallas, hit me up. All right, super chat coming in from Dale Webb Jr. How do you feel about the Raiders drafting Kwity Paye at 17? 5 hours. All right, so apparently it's 5 hours away. So math. I like Kwity Paye. He's a good player. However, there are certain guys that are really good. They're really good draft players, and they're going to light up the combine if they have one, and he's going to have all these amazing metrics, amazing tools, length, speed. There's also an important quality, I think, sometimes in football where there's certain guys that are around the football. And Kwity Paye is a player that sometimes is way too inconsistent for me to be able to draft him at 17. I like him a lot, but if the Raiders drafted him at 17, I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. Like, I know I put him in my video, players that drafted 17, because I was the guy that I watched his film, and you watch his highlights and you watch his numbers, and you're like, well, this guy's going to be incredible. Then the more and more tape you watch on him, you're like, well, maybe he might not be. So I like Kwity Paye, but 17, I mean, I'd rather have Gregory Rousseau, if I'm being honest with you. And then I'd rather just, like, trade down. I mean, I would have Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He'd probably be my number one guy I would draft at 17. I'm starting to like Azeez Ojulari a lot from Georgia as well, but we'll see what ultimately happens here. So we got a happy birthday from Mark Hudson. So again, guys, I am live today. It was my birthday. If y'all want to guess how old I am, go down in the comment section. Let me know. If you want to shout out your city, let me know where you guys are watching from right now. Pete T says he's garbage. Like, I mean, there are times like where I watch him and I'm like, this guy's not very good. And that's not somebody that I want to draft at number 17. Like, however, there are other times where I'm like, if he has the right coaching and he's in the right scheme, he could be phenomenal. I'm not trying to be that guy, but right now I don't know if the Raiders have the players around Kwity Paye to make him truly be spectacular. All right, let's get some shout outs here. Let me know where you guys are watching from. We got 559 Madeira, Vancouver, AX. I don't know where that is. Anchorage, Alaska, Raider. And wow, that's like another country. Oklahoma, Louisiana. We got Jerome singing I'm 29. We got San Diego, Valisa, California. Another person from Louisiana. Phoenix, San Jose. Happy birthday. Appreciate you. 24X from LA. Northern California from Eli. Sydney, Phoenix, Long Island, New York. So funny thing, my whole family's from Long Island. So my dad's fantasy football name's actually the Long Islander. All right, we got Tony L. Happy birthday, man. Big cheers from Arizona. I'm saying, why don't the Raiders draft heavily from the SEC? Oh, okay. Gotcha. So I think that I don't mean to be like this guy, but Gruden is does he fit my scheme? Is he a good person off the field? And I'm not saying players from the SEC aren't good people. I feel like that's not where I'm going at all. But Gruden is more of like, I want Gruden grinders, and I want somebody who's like can fit into my scheme. The SEC is just the absolute powerhouse of college football. Like, no disrespect to the Pac-12, no disrespect to the Big 12. The SEC is where it at. If I could draft more players from the SEC, I 100% would. However, sometimes you do get a few situations where some players maybe not in the best situations. Gruden's the type of guy where I think he finds a player that he really likes, that interviews well, and then he's like, okay, like this guy comes from a good background and this and that, and then tries to bring him in. That's just me being honest with you. Like, that's why we draft a lot of players from Clemson, because Clemson creates this familyhood. They create a brotherhood. They have this group of players that they have where, they're all building together. It's a whole like knock on wood thing. And I think that's what Gruden's trying to do. He's trying to bring players in that will have the exact same mindset and that they're all just hardworking players. They might not have the greatest talent, but if they're hardworking, maybe they'll get it done. I kind of agree with that, but sometimes you also need to draft talented players. So that's my 2 cents on that. All right, so continue to get the questions coming in. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. David Lamb says, happy birthday from Freeport, Maine. Wow, that's really up north. What is your perfect off-season, Dominique? Go check out my video that I put out on Friday. It was like perfect off-season / realistic off-season. So go check it out. All right, what do we got? Should we sign Trey Boston? His best year was under Bradley. You should follow me on Twitter because that's exactly what I put out. It depends what you're going to get, right? If we get Trey Boston, you get a player like Rayshawn Jenkins, 2 pretty solid safeties so you could switch in and out. Yes, it's absolutely something I'd be interested in. But I'd also rather have Marcus Williams. But the issue is I don't think you can get both a top defensive tackle and a top safety. I think you got to kind of pick one. All right, we got a super chat coming in from Jack Bishop. This is one of my OG subscribers. Like, when I think about the idea that we're at, 74K subscribers almost. I don't know where we're at. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please hit that big red button that says sub. Jack has been around for, Jack, when the hell did you subscribe? But he lives in Australia. He's always hit me up. We talk a lot. So, Jack, happy birthday, dude. Raiders draft Texas linebacker at 17. So you mean Joseph Asai, so I think you mean. Any update on JuJu? And apparently Carr is getting his close to an extension. So if Carr gets an extension, I actually will not like that. And the idea behind that is like, the reason why I like Derek Carr is because he's on a very favorable contract. And if you're a person that really wants to put a lot of talent around you, you stay on that contract so that way you can get more talent around you. I like Derek, but I'm not paying him more than 28, 29, 30 million. I'm good on that. In terms of JuJu, I don't really want JuJu Smith-Schuster. Yeah, he's a good receiver. No disrespect to him, but I'm not paying somebody over $18 million at a position that I don't really think is really a major need. If you're going to pay over $15 million for a player, go get Allen Robinson. Like, I'm good on JuJu. And then in terms of Joseph Asai was on my list of players to draft. He would probably fill that Melvin Ingram type of role. He's probably better in a 3-4 type of scheme, but if you're looking for a player who's honestly like a true edge rusher, it is Asai, where he's got athletic ability out the wazoo. He's a phenomenal player, but it comes down to fit. I still want to be able to see some of these players who are these like outside linebackers and how they fit with this Raiders defense. And it's tough because, like, I know what the Gus Bradley system looks like, but until I actually see it on the field with our players, it's a totally different conversation. Totally different. But, Jack, much love to you, dude. I appreciate you. I'll take a drink for that. All right, so we Chucky heads to sign players like both Williams, Jenkins, and Sherman. I give it only one Chucky head, unfortunately. All right, we got another super chat coming in. Okay, one more shot, then go hang out with your girl. Happy birthday, man. Laugh out loud. All right, son of Joku. I will take another shot. So this is what's going to happen here. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Alex and I, we're going to go hang out. But if you guys send in super chats, I'll stay. If not, I'm going to go hang out with my girlfriend here. So hopefully you guys can understand that. But, hey, I had a lot of fun talking Raiders. And if you guys ever want to tune into the show, we drop daily Raiders videos literally like every single day. And I'll be live on Tuesday where we can talk a little bit more. So, son of Joku, appreciate you. Appreciate you. If you guys want to get a shout out, send in that super chat, and we'll stay live a little bit longer. So I did promise her though an hour at top, so which means 9 minutes at the absolute most. 9 minutes at the most. She's looking at me in a really weird way though. How much? $50 super chat. Can you at least come on and say hi? Give you the $50. That's crazy. What do we got here? Micah Parsons, Chris Rodriguez says, too bad. Get some birthday. Oh, man, I can't say that. What are the chances? Yes, Alex. What are the chances we get Sherman? I will say this. I think out of all the players in free agency, when I think of the players that are the most likely to come in, I do think Richard Sherman is up there because he knows the Gus Bradley system. Him and Gruden had that conversation on the podcast, and he wants an alpha. And if you want an alpha, Richard Sherman's that guy. Like, there was a lot of times this past offseason or this earlier in the year, like January, I was like, man, I don't know if I want Richard Sherman. I kind of want Richard Sherman now because I think he's the type of dude who's going to come in, teach people the way that the Gus Bradley system is meant to be played, and then you can get players like Damon Arnett, get the best out of him. Like, there's nobody more in the world probably that wants Damon Arnett to succeed. But the issue is you don't know if he's putting in the work. You get a guy like Richard Sherman to teach him technique and how to work. You're going to get the best out of a guy like Arnett. I got another super chat coming in from Rene Bays Flores. For the love of God, we need a true number one receiver that we can focus everything else on the defense. So, do you need a true number one receiver? Yes, you do. But here's my argument to that. Darren Waller is, damn it, he is really close to being a number one receiver. Is he actually a receiver? No, he is not. But he's probably the second best pass catching tight end in the National Football League. You might even be able to put him up there with Kelsey. I know Kelsey's numbers are different, but Patrick Mahomes is a lot different than Derek Carr, and that offense is a lot different. So, like, if you can get more scheme players, Nelson Agholor stretch the field, Henry Ruggs stretch the field, a great, red zone threat, possession receiver, and Brian Edwards, Hunter Renfrow underneath. Like, do we really need a number one receiver? That I don't know. However, it does change up a lot of things. Oh, man. Some of these super chats are wild. All right, Anti-Fascist League USA. Happy birthday, brother. Much respect to Mitchell and the crew. One love to my girl, Nessie, Dougie, One Nut, Gang Bang Greg, and Hansy Hank. See, I don't know if you sent in these. Oh, man, we're reconnecting. Don't tell me that. Okay, are we back? Good? I got a message that our connection was getting a little effed up. All right, we got Sean John. Any chance the 4 Chucky head shirt will be available in the future? You know what? I'm really hoping so. I can't guarantee anything, but it's not up to me. It's up to Teespring, who's really, really stick on certain things. So cheers to you. Man, we just got babe, come on. Come say hi. We got a big super chat from Carlos Osorio. Shots on me in Dallas this season versus the Cowboys. So that's another thing. The Cowboys and Raiders, they play this year in Dallas, Texas, where I'm located. So I've been trying to convince my bosses where we could do a show. And Alex, just stop. Where we can do a show actually at a Dallas Cowboys, like at the stadium at a tailgate. And I would absolutely love that. So Carlos, you're sending the super chat, which means I'm going to buy the first round of drinks. So just keep that in mind. But if you guys are coming into the game for the Cowboys game in Dallas, Texas, like, yo, let me know, because we're going to get together. We're going to have a good time, and we're going to get crazy. So, babe, come do a shot with me. Come on. One shot. We got a big super chat. Let's go. All right, Carlos. She's coming over. So if you guys send in another one, we'll get it going. No, you got to come over here. Yeah, you do. Come on.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Show your hand. So just come around here. Come on screen because she's in her pajamas. So this is her hand.
Can't get it.
I can tell. So this is Alex. Everyone say hi, Alex. Embarrassed because she doesn't have makeup on, apparently.
No, I don't.
It's okay. All right. So, Carlos, I can't even believe that you actually got Alex to come on the show and say hi. So she gave you a thumbs up. She appreciates it. But for sure. No, I'm not kidding you. So if anybody's seriously in Dallas, Texas, wants to grab a drink and get a little wild, oh, my God, another one. Okay, Carlos. Just come on and say hi. Just come on and say hi.
I'm going to go on your show for the first time. I don't want to look.
Can you guys hear her? She's like, I don't want to look like this if I come on the show for the first time.
Yeah.
Just say hi. Carlos, I appreciate you, dude. Like I said, I definitely owe the first round, maybe second round at this point. So how shitty you going to get tonight, bro? I mean, I'll make you guys a deal, okay? Since we just got 2 more $50 super chats, I'm going to stay live. If you guys want to get me shitty, like, let's do it. If you want to get shitty with me, that's up to you. They can hear you. All right, y'all. So we're going to have some drinks. We're going to have a good time here. Oh, man, I don't know what that means. Carlos is big pimping. That's 100%. All right, if you're not going to take
Hey,
this.
I'm going to do it, bro.
Oh, I don't have. All right, ready? Can you guys hear her cough? She just doesn't like Fireball. All right, Jay Code says, I'm getting shitty. How about this? You guys, we're going to stay live for like 3, 4, 5 more minutes or whatever. Rickard Agholor says, yeah, Carlos. I feel like I got to stay live a little bit longer since they sent in some supers. So you guys send in a $1 super chat. We'll get it popping up in here. But what does that mean? Sachin? What does that mean? I don't know what it means. So say Sachin, please, from S Symbol Unit. There you go. Appreciate you. Jose says, Carlos is the man. So how about this? Let's show Carlos some love because of Carlos' super chats, because of his generosity. I'm going to stay live a little bit longer. So what I want everyone to do right now is type Carlos in the comments. Go down, type Carlos. Oh, man. What does that mean?
Jerry Jones.
No.
Alex Jones.
No.
I think that's what that means.
All right, everyone, come on. Type Carlos. Mitch, can you make an OnlyFans? I don't know. I do not plan on making an OnlyFans. I'm sorry. So we got Jose Gonzalez, Esteban, Michael, JT Green. Did anybody hear what she just said? Because now I got to do some stuff after the show. Happy birthday, Mitch. Hi, Alex. Your man, Carlos. We got Michael, Chris Rodriguez, Zay, My Familia, Raiders. That's what's up. That's what's up. Beer Run. Hey, I totally get it. Alex and I, we literally made a hell of an alcohol run before this because we're going to be doing a show later. So people are typing laugh out loud because I'm pretty sure they heard what you said. So if you guys want to get your questions on the show, let's go ahead, throw them in the comment section below, and we'll try to answer them. I'm not making an OnlyFans. Why would I make an OnlyFans? I got nothing to show y'all. Got nothing to show y'all.
You do it for feet. I ask feet.
Yeah, I do. Nobody wants to see my feet. All right, what's up, Carlos from Dale Webb Jr.? If you stacked all of the Raiders on top of one another, it would be taller than the Eiffel Tower. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sounds realistic to me. All right, so is Mcmillan coming back, or do we draft Zaven Collins? Honestly, I'd rather have Zaven Collins. If you guys want to ask personal questions, throw them in there. So not too often do I get to answer personal questions, but I do like when you guys get to know me just like a little bit better, honestly. So if you guys want to ask me anything personal, throw it in there. I'm 100% honest all the time, and that's what the show is all about. Freddie says, bro, 30 minutes from now, that fireball is going to hit. So if you don't watch the show often, normally on Sundays we do these things called watch parties, where a watch party is all about talking about the game, having a good time. But we do a lot of shots. So what are you pointing at? That says, what's your favorite basketball team? The Mets don't play in the NBA. My favorite NBA team growing up probably was the Knicks. So again, guys, I'm from New York. So I'm a Mets fan. I grew up watching the Knicks a lot. And my dad, he grew up watching the Jets. My family grew up watching the Giants. It's all over the place. She's saying Mavericks because she's a Dallas fan. You're gonna get me in trouble. Shots up from OKC. Happy birthday, go Raiders. Favorite Raider of all time. My favorite Raider of all time is Bo Jackson, and that's because I am a baseball fan through and through. But it's also because I do think, oh my God, Carlos.
Oh my God.
I do think it's because, shit, it totally threw me off. So I also think it's because of the simple fact of he is the greatest athlete of all time. And not too often do you find a player who's great at one sport in the National Football League or whatever. But if you can find another guy who's player, an all-star in another sport, that just goes to show how excellent he truly, truly is. So I'm a Bo Jackson fan through and through. So if you guys want to go down to the comments, type in your favorite Raider player of all time.
This is Carlos just
Dude, this is a phenomenal comment from Cavalier. Carlos just robbed a small bank and is trying to get the money off the books. That's phenomenal. So Carlos, congrats to our Hall of Famers once again. So Tom Flores, Charles Woodson. I think we can all throw up the O for Woodson. I've been talking to Charles's company in terms of their whiskey. I would love to be able to get their whiskey on the show here, and then also Tom Flores. I made a video probably a year ago, and it really made me take a deep dive into Tom Flores and the Raiders and how much that those guys mean to this organization, how much they mean to the NFL and Raider Nation in general. So shout out to Tom Flores. Everyone type Tom Flores in the comments. Everyone chime in with Charles Woodson as well. Hall of Famers, no doubt about it. So, you ready to take another? Okay, go get your shot. You're going to take it on the show, though.
I'm not showing my face.
You're going to rip out the computer. Oh, man. So, let's get some more questions coming in here, guys. I'll try to do my best to answer them. Yes, rest in peace, Al. Did you guys like the 30 for 30 on Al? I don't know how I felt about it, honestly. I didn't like how they tried to act like they knew what Al was going to say, because the more and more videos I watch about Al, nobody knew what he was going to say. No, there's not anybody in the entire world that knew what Al Davis was going to say. I get they were trying to do the technology, and it's all good in that. All right, so we got some Don Julio.
That's not Don Julio.
That's Patron. My bad. Kill the corner from Carlos on that fireball, Mitch. Hey, if you guys send in super chats, we'll continue to do some drinks here. So Alex is kind of just amazed by the amount of people that are commenting right now. She doesn't really see the shows, but she's like, wow, 200 and something people. She doesn't actually watch the show. All right, we got Steezy MF. Steezy, cheers to you, brother. Ready? Can you guys hear her in the background? I don't know. So cheers to Raider Nation. Hit me here in a little bit. It's all good. Mitch, can you say what's up to my friend Nick Gurr? Nick Gurr, what up? Oh boy, I got me. I think he was trying to do something.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want me to shout out anybody that's not doing that, so yes, she is. She's watched some Raider stuff too. So. My favorite Raiders player is Derek Carr. That's all good. Marcus Allen. Mitch, can you say hello to me? What up, Sean Conley? I appreciate you. Stickers are on. I don't know what that means. Yes, Gonzo, I did fall for it. You're right. All right, so love you too, Coochie Tamer. I know it's a name that's unbelievable to me, but so when we always give shout outs, we just hired some new people here at Chat Sports, and he always comes in as when you start shouting out names, you see people, it's literally just Booba Joba, Champion Sports Nation, Chris. Like, you don't even like think about what you're saying. Sanho, Carlos Rosario, BS, JT Green, Cheater Mac, and then it's like Coochie Tamer, and you're like, oh shit, like yeah, you got me. So Cool Breezy, appreciate you. Shout out to Lines, do a rail kid. I will not do that. So I read it on comments. No way he fell for it. Yep, I 100% fell for it. So like when I tell you guys like this is like real uncut, like that's 100% what it is. I did fall for it. But like people at Chat Sports, they always make fun of me because they always call me the Ron Burgundy, where you know we get certain things, we read it, and then we go from there. What? Me to say that I'm sorry for saying it. So yes, I apologize. All right. So what do we got here? What's up, Mitch? How far are you on the bucket list? I don't know what that means in terms of bucket list.
What you've done before you died.
So what I've done before I died. I mean, I haven't. To be honest, I really haven't made a bucket list. So as Alex would say, I'm kind of a big chicken. So.
Oh, dude, bro! I swear to God.
I'm not famous, by the way. I'm very, very not famous at all. So, Lewis Roses, can you shout me out? How about this? If you guys want to shout out, type me in the comments. I'll give some more shout outs, and then I'm going to head out of here unless, you know, we get a few more super chats in terms of questions to ask. Shout out to Carlos Osorio, who was the MVP of today's show. Carlos, if you're in Dallas, Texas for that game, message me on Instagram, Mitchell Renz 365. We'll set up a meeting, and you know we can have a few drinks here and there, and let me pay for a lot of rounds because you definitely paid for a lot tonight. So just know that for sure. So if you guys want to shout out, let's get it going here. We got Fabian Cesaro, Juan Hernandez, what does it say? Fonseca. We got Michael Moran, Jay Kruger, Dale Webb Jr. What up? What up? Do I want the Raiders to go after Todd Gurley? No, I don't. He looks pretty washed, honestly. Gonzo Shitscock. That's a hell of a name there. We got Estevan Marquez. Hey, Mitch, it's your boy Esto. Believe me, I know who you are. You messaged me plenty. If Trent Brown don't want to be here, cool. It's his loss. Let's go Raiders. I'm with you, man. Like, if any player doesn't want to make millions of dollars playing for one of the greatest organizations in NFL history, like, you're good, man. Like, just leave me alone. That's how Trent Brown is to me. Like, I've known for a long, long time. It's something that I'm not glad that I got right. But when I told everyone, like, don't be surprised if Trent Brown flops, some people got mad at me for it. And now you're looking at a situation here where Trent Brown clearly, you know, really only cares about himself. And it's, you know, hella frustrating. So, Esteban, I appreciate you a lot. So this is what's going to happen, y'all. We're going to keep this for maybe 60 more seconds. If you guys could like the video, it helps me out a ton at work. I know when I told my bosses that I was going to do this show, they're like, man, I can't even believe you're going to do something on your birthday. So it's all good. So we got Brandon Ray. What up? What up? Shout me out. Champion watching. We got Steven Lopez, Jose Hernandez, Stacy McLovin. Does it say McLovin? Okay. Kevin Val. Get drunk. Happy birthday. We got a lot of people watching right now. So 280 people. Do you want me to stay live? Y for yes or leave? N for no. I know it's getting kind of light over here. It says, good night, fam. Raider Nation from Thomas Piera. Happy birthday. McLovin. I don't know how much more I can shout you out, brother. I don't know how much more. Daryl, appreciate you. Jeffrey, no. So this is what's going to happen. So, again, guys, every single day we drop new Raiders videos here at the Raiders Report. I appreciate everyone that's tuning in and watching. So I do, you know, always love the people that are commenting on the shows and whatnot. But we're going to be live on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Pacific. And if you guys want to be able to join in the shows more often, please go ahead and do so. My name is Mitchell Renz, and today was my birthday, and y'all made it an amazing, amazing day. But I'm going to head out now. Unless, you know, we get a few more supers you guys want me to answer, like, I'll do that. If not, hit me up on Instagram. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. Like, I answer my DMs, probably like 50 to 100 DMs literally every single day. So just know that I love you. So somebody wants a Raiders champ, so you guys got it. All right, y'all. So I love y'all. Much love. And if you guys ever need anything, hit me up. Instagram, Mitchell Renz 365. And hopefully everyone else has, you know, good rest of the night. So, all right, guys, I'm out. Much love.